Hi everyone, today I'd like to share with you my take on cultivating creativity in everyday life. I'm not the creative type, it's a phrase I often hear. Indeed, creativity can feel like a big word reserved for those working in the arts alone. I remember being utterly surprised when I was told for the first time that I was seen as creative in my academic experience and previous professional experience. Creativity just didn't seem relevant. It was not one of those things I had to demonstrate to pass exams, neither was it a criteria on my performance reviews. However, it is odd that we should think we do not have creativity because it is in our DNA. Without it, we would not have adapted and evolved from the primates that were our ancestors. Neither could we have survived the macro changes of recent times. Creativity is certainly not reserved for the art industries alone. It's not just in an end product, it is a process, the outcome of which could be as small as a new thought or a different way of doing a daily activity. Creativity is in seeing something in a new light, improvising to get around a roadblock, or solve a practical problem, or simply creating the environment for something new to emerge. I believe that a creative life is born out of three C's: curiosity, courage, and compassion. Every child is naturally creative until their innate curiosity is educated out of them. A couple of months ago, I shared a famous TED talk by Sir Ken Robinson discussing how the education system typically stifles curiosity. We are too often educated to memorize for testing purpose rather than to ask questions for open learning and exploring. Curiosity asks the question why to understand the world, and then it asks what if to challenge existing assumptions about the world. Without such thinking, there would not have been the scientific insights and breakthroughs that define our modern life today. With the loss of curiosity also comes the loss of excitement for the ordinaries, which we all once experienced as a child. And I believe that the creative process needs to feed on that uplifting energy of wonderment. Being creative is an iterative process. Ideas are to be tested and built on. If something works, it is usually because others have been proven not to. Courage is important to creativity because living creatively requires failing again and again. It involves taking the risk of being seen unfavorably. It sometimes requires letting go of pride. One cannot fully live one's creative potential while fearing not looking good or getting it right. When life is constrained by norms and expectations, regaining the inner freedom to play and create takes courage. What's also important to that freedom to try and fail is compassion. While the desire to be more and do more can feed the creative process, constant self criticism will at some point kill the enthusiasm to keep going. In fact, I find that my own judgment often stops me from starting altogether. About 10 years ago, I dabbled with sketching for a couple of months, and then I had a long break. And when I tried to start again, my sketches were so bad that I could not bring myself to continue. I felt that I had lost it. When it comes to writing, however, I do not compare myself with anyone or any form of standard. I embrace the process with compassion, giving myself the time to develop at my own pace. And almost all of my greatest ideas, as well as some of my best pieces of writing, actually come from my free writing exercise every morning when I jot down whatever comes to my head without reviewing. Compassion is also important to collaborative creativity. When we're kinder to the opinions of others, we can see more possibilities. The yes and concept in improvisation demonstrates this beautifully. When two actors are on stage, the act is created in real time, with one person automatically agreeing to and building on the other's last words or actions to keep the act going, as if it had all been scripted. When you think about it, this is the opposite of our usual meeting experience, when an interjection is often, yes, but. If we reduce the buts in our lives with acceptance and compassion, more possibilities open up. And the more possibilities we see, the more we can create. While creativity is innate in all of us because it was part of the evolutionary process, creative living takes commitment. Enriching and exciting as it may be, it is not a choice everyone wants to make. I believe, however, that it is as important to our thriving as it was to our ancestors' survival millions of years ago. I want to end this talk with a quote from Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited to all that we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. Thank you for watching. See you next time.